Hello and welcome to June edition of predicting film trailers of what is to come in the future and in the near future. There's a lot of films that would be in the marketing with the trailers to be releasing. It's always my chance to discuss about trailers and see when they will release. So this video needs no introduction. This video is recording this month in May, so it's about time to get on with that thing. Time to predict some trailers and some things about films. It's about time. Let's go. The first film that I want to mention is The Great Beyond, J.J. Abrams' newest upcoming film that he was directing, and this film is set for the release of November 2026. So last time I discussed about that film and about the trailer of the film. Since early this year, the film got the release date somehow, so I would expect the second trailer after the first trailer to be with something during the late summer and autumn, maybe with The Dog Stars, Practical Magic 2, Resident Evil, Digger, Street Fighter, Clayface, and Godzilla -0. Maybe the second trailer itself, it will likely be between August and early November before its initial release, getting closer to the time. Next is Godzilla x Kong Supernova, set for the release of March 2027. I knew that this film had the title reveal in May last year. I think the trailer for that film will likely to be between September and December, maybe with Practical Magic 2, Digger, Godzilla -0, The Great Beyond, and most likely Dune Part 3. I'm sure between September and December 2026 will be the good time for the teaser trailer or the first trailer for Godzilla x Kong Supernova ahead of its March 2027 release. So yeah. Next is The End of Oak Street, set for the release of August 2026 by Warner Brothers. This film was directed by David Robert Mitchell and produced by J.J. Abrams. I feel like the final trailer with the ticket pre-sales, it will most likely between the end of June and July. Maybe with Supergirl, Evil Dead Burn, The Odyssey, and Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's just my trailer theory, so they might have a final trailer for that around that time, so yeah. Next is Verity, set for the release of October 2026 by Amazon MGM Studios. I've just heard that the trailer of it was attached to The Devil Wears Prada 2. I think the trailer of it will probably be with the Amazon MGM Studios major release of the summer, like Masters of the Universe. So yeah, that's all I can say for the trailer for Verity. So yeah. Next one is I Play Rocky, releasing by Amazon MGM Studios for the release of November 2026. This is a biopic documentary film about the action film star Sylvester Stallone making a film called Rocky. I think the trailer of it will probably be between August and October, maybe with 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, How to Rob a Bank, and Verity. I'm sure 3 of them films will have it ahead of its November 2026 release. Next one is The Beekeeper 2, the sequel to the action film The Beekeeper, and set for the release of January 2027 by Amazon MGM Studios. This film is just 1 year from January this year to January next year. I want to say that the Beekeeper 2 trailer will likely to be in the middle of the year, with the major releases including How to Rob a Bank, Verity, and I Play Rocky. I think 3 of them films will have it, and so yeah, getting closer to its January 2027 release, early next year. Next is Clayface, set for the release of October 2026 by Warner Brothers and DC. I just heard that the teaser trailer of the film was recently attached to Mortal Kombat 2 in theaters. I did mention this already, and I'm also gonna do it again. So, since Clayface is an R-rated DC film, I don't think there will be the chance to premiere in front of Supergirl, because Supergirl might be rated PG-13 for its summer release. Clayface trailer in front of Supergirl might be too inappropriate and too scary in front of a PG-13 DC film. So there is only one other R-rated Warner Brothers film, including Evil Dead Burn. And I think the full trailer for Clayface will likely to be in July, after a week or two after Evil Dead Burn. And I think the full trailer of Clayface will likely to be with The End of Oak Street, Resident Evil, The Dog Stars, and Digger. So yeah, that's all I can say for the official trailer of Clayface after the teaser trailer. Next one is Archangel, set for the release of November 2026 by Sony Pictures, or more specifically, Columbia Pictures. I knew that the film is an autumn release on the Sony release calendar, so I'm just thinking that the trailer itself, it will likely to premiere in front of a few Sony major releases up to November, including the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day, the release of Insidious Out of the Further, the release of Resident Evil, and the release of The Social Reckoning. So yeah, that's a trailer theory of mine for Archangel ahead of its November 2026 release. Next one is The Social Reckoning, the sequel to The Social Network from 2010 and set for the release of October 2026 by Sony Pictures. I knew that the film got the release date then, and so I would expect the trailer to come out online during the summer, maybe with the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day. So yeah, that's just my prediction for the trailer to come out online during the summer. So yeah. Next one is Panic Carefully, now set for the release of April 2027 by Warner Brothers. I've just heard that the film got delayed from February 2027 to April 2027 as its initial release, without a specific date yet at the moment. So I think that the first trailer for Panic Carefully, it will likely to be later this year, maybe with a few Warner Brothers 2026 releases. The later releases of the year, including The End of Oak Street, Practical Magic 2, Digger, Clayface, The Great Beyond, and Dune Part 3. That's a trailer theory of mine for the first trailer for this film, Panic Carefully, ahead of its release next year. Next one is Remain, set for the release of February 2027 by Warner Brothers. So I've just heard that there was no marketing for the film yet. I'm sure the trailer of it likely to be premiering in front of The End of Oak Street, Digger, Clayface, or The Great Beyond. So yeah, that's all I can say for this film Remain if it gets the first trailer between August and November, just ahead of its February next year release. Next one is Whalefall, set for the release of October 2026 by 20th Century Studios. I knew that the trailer was exclusively shown at CinemaCon in April 2026 during the Disney panel, so I think the trailer of it will likely to be released online during the summer, maybe with the 20th Century Studios major release of the late summer, The Dog Stars. So yeah, that's just a theory of mine. My trailer theory is like the Whalefall trailer likely to come out online to the public and attached to The Dog Stars ahead of its release on October 16th, the same day as the Street Fighter film. Next one is Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, set for the release of June 2027 by Sony. So I've just heard there were several delays with that film, just like Animal Friends did with delays. So I think the trailer of it will likely to be at Brazil Comic Con in December, or maybe with Jumanji Open World in December, just like the teaser trailer for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was attached to Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle in December 2027. So yeah, that's all I can expect for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Next one is How to Train Your Dragon 2, set for the release of June 2027 by Universal and DreamWorks. I've just heard that the film wrapped up filming in May 2026 for the summer 2027 release. So I would expect the trailer to be maybe with something during late 2026, maybe earlier with the release of Forgotten Island, maybe a bit later for Street Fighter, Godzilla Minus Zero, or maybe with Jumanji Open World. That's all I can expect for the trailer of How to Train Your Dragon 2. Probably it will have the same marketing as the first live-action How to Train Your Dragon film, ahead of its summer 2027 release. Next one is Star Wars Starfighter, set for the release of May 2027. I've just heard that the film released in theatres, including the IMAX release next spring. So I think the first trailer itself, it will likely to be between September and December, including some of the major releases like Street Fighter, Godzilla Minus Zero, The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, Hexed, Jumanji Open World, Dune Part 3, and most likely Disney's Marvel major release, Avengers Doomsday. I'm sure the trailer of it will be around that time between September 2026 and December 2026 for the major releases, ahead of its May 2027 release. Next is the Minecraft movie sequel, set for the release of July 2027. It's a sequel to a Minecraft movie in 2025, so I just want to say that the trailer for a Minecraft movie 2 will likely to be between later this year and early next year, maybe with a few 2026 major releases including Street Fighter, The Cat in the Hat, and Jumanji Open World. Maybe with a few 2027 major releases including Children of Blood and Bone, Godzilla x Kong Supernova, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and The Legend of Zelda. So yeah, that's all I can say for the trailer of a Minecraft sequel between late 2026 and early 2027. Next one is Children of Blood and Bone, set for the release of January 2027 by Paramount. I've just heard that the film got the title reveal for its January initial release early next year. So I think the trailer itself, it will likely to be between August and November 2026, maybe with the release of Street Fighter, which is Paramount's biggest major release of the year. I'm sure the trailer will likely to premiere in front of that film, so yeah. Next is The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, set for the release of December 2027 by Warner Brothers. I've just heard that the film got the casting and the release date. I would expect the trailer of the film maybe with something during early 2027, between spring and summer. Maybe either with Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Godzilla x Kong Supernova, The Legend of Zelda, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, Men of Tomorrow, or maybe a Minecraft sequel. Maybe one of those films, or maybe with a few of these films around that time. It will likely to have the trailer released between spring 2027 and summer 2027. Next one is Jumanji Open World, set for the release of Christmas 2026. I've just heard that the film got delayed 2 weeks from December 11th to December 25th. Every Jumanji film debut in theatres in Christmas, so I would expect the trailer to be with something like a tradition for Spider-Man, maybe with the Sony major summer release, Spider-Man Brand New Day. So yeah, according to the tradition, with the trailer for Jumanji in front of a Spider-Man film, Sony Pictures got lucky that they do that thing back in 2017 and 2019 and now this year 2026. So that's all I can say for the Jumanji Open World trailer ahead of its Christmas release this year, marking the 1-year anniversary of Anaconda with Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Lastly is something big for Sony Pictures, which is The Legend of Zelda, based on the video game series by Nintendo, and now set for the release of April 2027. I've just heard that the film got delayed 1 week up from May 7th, 2027 to April 30th, 2027. So I think the trailer itself, it will likely to be between September and December, maybe first at Nintendo Direct, and then premiere alongside Street Fighter, Godzilla Minus Zero, The Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping, Dune Part 3, Avengers Doomsday, and most likely Jumanji Open World. That's a trailer theory of mine for the new Legend of Zelda film ahead of its release on the last day of April next year. Thank you for tuning in the video. That was it for the June edition of predicting film trailers in the future and in the near future, to see when they're gonna be released and know what is to come. I will probably be back for another edition of predicting film trailers, or maybe another video very soon. That's me signing off. Have yourself a good day. Peace out.